Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today. It's April 22nd, 2022. It's Friday. The man they call Meathead and I was going to come up with something funny for the noise that happened right before we went on the air, but I got nothing, so it's Matthew Thomas.
It's Matthew Thomas. Wishing you a happy Earth Day. I believe today's Earth Day. Is that correct?
It's possible. I mean, I don't know. I thought the high holiday was April 20th. So.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's a great thing for the Earth just because you're on the Earth, Meathead, or in the Earth. Are you in the Earth or on the Earth?
I've put myself inside Earth once.
You live in hollow Earth, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was digging so far I was trying to get to the other side of the world.
Let me ask you this: Does hollow Earth, does that coincide and overlap with like flat Earth? Like, do the people who believe there's a hollow Earth also believe it's flat, or does one counteract the other?
I don't know, man. Godzilla versus King Kong, dude. They said that the Titans live down there, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, let's talk about the Titans, and if they were wearing T-shirts when they were at the center of the Earth, what kind of T-shirt would they wear?
They would wear collar and elbow brand. I mean, who knows, man? Maybe there is a hollow Earth, and collar and elbow is the official apparel of hollow Earth. I mean, maybe they just listen to us down there and they love collar and elbow brand. Well, you can go where the hollow Earth people go to, and that's collarandelbowbrand.com. Enter promo code LINDAKay, LINDAKAY, and save 10%. You can save that above Earth or inside the Earth.
Fair enough. Let's talk and get inside wrestling news here. We're going to start off with a man who would talk in those kind of ways, Bray Wyatt, formerly known as Husky Harris way back in the day, and currently known on Twitter as @Wyndham6. He goes by the name of Red Circle now. And I don't mean spelling it out, REDCIRCLE. He's just a red circle. And he tweeted out a couple things that, I don't know, Matthew, you had a thought about this, and I'm just going to read them first, and then you tell me what you think. He goes, I do think it's true that he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. I'm sorry. I went right into Avenged Sevenfold there. But then he responded again, but if you become the machine, you don't have to feel it all. #what if? And it's a picture of a serpent with a snake coming out of its mouth. To be sentient was the last one. Matthew, what do you think's going on here?
Well, I told you off air that I think that sounds like words of a man who's getting ready to control his narrative. Now, that's not a solid rumor, but I'm just that kind of language and that kind of cryptic message. I mean, I've heard that before, and typically when I hear that, it's people that are in the process of controlling their narrative.
Is it like we talked earlier this week with Linda, where radio stations are changing format? Is that what it is, where they're throwing out just random stuff and then boom, we're going to have the new format coming up soon?
You know what? That would be a great gimmick. You know, we're getting a gimmick that a lot of people are enjoying with Elias's brother right now. How about a guy that comes out each week to a completely different gimmick? That would be fantastic. I don't know.
Did Big Show do that for a while?
Did he?
Remember, he was Fat Bastard. He was Hulk Hogan for a while, the showster.
Oh, I'm not talking about like stealing it from anybody else. I mean, just original gimmicks each week.
Oh, okay.
Like he's a mechanic this week. He is a Hawaiian surfer this week.
But how long would that last?
Oh, you could do
he could do as many characters as he wanted to, but how long would it be entertaining?
Oh, forever for me.
Okay, well, you're the guy that thinks that Hook and Danhausen's going to be the next Rock Hogan.
Oh, you mark my words.
We marked him in the headlines yesterday. All right, let's move on to the next topic here. AEW Dynamite drawing its lowest audience since mid-February with this last week's Dynamite. There has been, Tony Khan mentioned this, there has been a shift in what they've been doing. And I had questioned this a couple weeks ago. And Matthew, I think it's evident. Is this shift working? I don't think so.
You know, he made a comment about less talking. And again, I don't feel like that's ever really been a problem for them. Man, I mean, does it feel any different to you? Does the show feel different to you?
It does. And you know what? And it's something I was talking about, not complaining, but talking about yesterday. And what were my words about the Ring of Honor and New Japan joining, forces?
You potentially are making it less accessible to your casual fans.
You're dividing the audience because you're going to get a huge chunk of your audience who don't know who the fuck these people are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're doing with the more Ring of Honor stuff. Again, I know who Ring of Honor is. You know who Ring of Honor is. But with now the involvement of more of the New Japan Pro Wrestling, you're going to alienate some of your audience. Your audience was used to seeing AEW talent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very possible. So we'll see if this is a trend or if it's a one-off. I mean, I'm trying to
However, they are going up against the NBA playoffs now.
Yeah. And it's true. And you're going up against, the weather getting warmer. I mean, the summer months generally, not that we're quite in summer yet, but are generally a down time when you look at WWE historic ratings. Summer is a lot of times when, they do
the gimmicks. That's when they gave away the money before in the summer.
Yeah.
That's when Vince McMahon blew up in a limo.
Tony's got billions, man. Maybe he gives away some money.
You should probably work on building the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So you can do that if you're into the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, but anyways, their number was 930,000, which was down 4.81% from last week, which was 977, and last week was down as well. So they are, like I said, they're not in trouble. They're doing fine. However, I think they need to reassess what they're doing. More AEW news here. There is a name finally for the AEW video game. It is confirmed that AEW is calling their brand new video game that comes out on the consoles at the end of the year, Fight Forever. AEW Wrestling presents Fight Forever. Justin Roberts was actually leading the crowd in a series of chants to be recorded for the game. I thought that was an absolute genius move. You want to pop the crowd? Let them know that they could be in the video game. They were doing chants for like FTR, Fight Forever, Aubrey Edwards, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, Jeff Hardy, Sting, Adam Cole, and Adam Hangman Page. How cool is that, knowing that, while you're cheering Fight Forever?
That's cool. That's something I've never heard of being done before. I mean, it's the equivalent almost of, going to see a band and they're recording a live album. So the lucky fans in Pittsburgh a few nights ago.
Yeah. So great idea. I absolutely love it. Let's take a quick segue and jump off the freeway for a second and go talk about WWE Smackdown tonight. That's coming up at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Really, we've got two storylines that are progressing over on SmackDown. We have Roman Reigns will eventually probably have to take on Shinsuke Nakamura for the undisputed Universal Championship, or what's it called on the WWE Universal Champion.
Well, he's got both of them, so he's like the champion.
Right. And then the tag team titles will be unified at WrestleMania Backlash. So he's got the story with the Usos and RK Bro. There is a tag team that I think really could do some damage, Ezekiel and Elias, if they ever get together over on the Raw side. But right now, RK Bro, the Raw tag team champions, and we'll have a date with Destiny with the Usos at WrestleMania Backlash.
You and I have talked about a lot of things, but I don't think you and I have actually discussed this. Man, we had the main title unified at WrestleMania. We had, this title is going to be unified at Backlash. One of two ways I see it going. RK Bro winning it and the title being, we talked about the title jumping forth between brands, or, I mean, does all of that end up with Roman Reigns and family? I mean, do you see them with all the gold? Is that the storyline they're going for?
So do they unify? Like, does one of the Usos beat, say, Ricochet or
yeah.
Who's the other champion? Theory right now? I don't think so. I think Theory beats Ricochet and becomes that combined. But I really don't think they should combine the United States and Independent.
No.
I think those should stay separate.
Yeah, those are two different titles with two different lineages. I'm fine with having those separate, but
I'd like to see the combination and unification of the women's.
I could see. Here's the thing, man. I mean, all right, let's go that Uso fantasy booking route. Usos unify the tag titles. One could go after the U.S. title. One could go after the IC title. I mean, you're getting a little bit cartoonish with the amount that they've got to carry. But
right.
Here's
think about Ultimo Dragon. That dude carried 10 belts around him all the time with Sonny Ono.
Here's the other thing, man. You have got somebody right now in not the blood. Certainly hope it's not the same bloodline, but in the bloodline by marriage that is a women's tag team champion.
Okay. Well,
I mean, do you get to a point where you throw Naomi in there and have her go after the women's title. Here's the thing, and
maybe.
here's how I would get behind it. I don't like separate titles for Raw and SmackDown. I don't like separate women's titles. I don't like that. I don't mind multiple titles with lineage, but I could get behind that being their mission, that being the Bloodline's mission, is to unify these things, and maybe not quintessentially in the brand split, but in the, because that's a problem I've always had with a Raw title and a SmackDown title. I feel like one always serves as a consolation prize because somebody doesn't have it on that brand. And my goodness, I could get behind, them unifying all the titles that they've gotten multiples of.
Okay. Again, I think the one women's tag team champion, the one women's champion, be it Charlotte or be it Bianca. Charlotte's got a big match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash with Ronda Rousey. Does she unify the titles?
It's possible. But I'll tell you right now, man, I mean, if you had another champion on Raw right now, another world champion, Cody and Seth would not be getting the time that they're getting, and I think that's one reason why Cody's working is because they've got the time and they've got the allotments.
They fill the void.
They fill the void, and they are able to showcase him in segments, bookend shows, your opening segment and your ending segment with somebody who's not a champion. You have another title, you have your world title on that brand. You're not making that happen.
Well, let's be clear. They're not really filling the void, Matthew, because they do an entrance of a competitor, then they do 15 minutes of commercial, and that competitor's still in the ring.
Yeah.
They could manipulate that show to get the Cody stuff in. That's not a problem at all.
Without a doubt.
All right, so SmackDown tonight. Finally, let's get talking about Rampage tonight. Rampage was taped at the Dynamite show afterwards, after they did all the chant recording. Let's talk about the matches that are coming up tonight. Adam Cole and Tomohiro Ishii. Lance Archer takes on Serpentico. Eddie Kingston will take on Daniel Garcia. There is a stipulation that no one allowed at ringside. That means Proud and Powerful not allowed there, and the Jericho Appreciation Society not allowed at ringside.
So what you're saying, it's an empty arena match because no one, including the fans, are allowed.
No one from those groups are allowed.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you.
And then Jade Cargill will defend the TBS Championship against Marina Shafir. That Marina Shafir looks like she could be legitimate. First off, Matthew, I don't want to pretend like we don't have the internet. Have you read the results?
No, I haven't.
Good.
And
I want to hear your thoughts.
Ears, la 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 la.
No, I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, here's my first thought. This is something AEW continues to do well. I'm interested in all these matches because maybe some of these people have met before, but I don't ever recall them meeting. And if they have, it has not been run into the ground, and it has not been, this is going to be, this person wins this week, this person wins. It's not 50-50 booking. All these matches I'm intrigued by. And I like Archer. We don't see a lot of, man. So him and Serpentico,
we're going to see him this coming Wednesday, and we're going to see him lose to Wardlow.
Yeah. So, but expect him to pick up the win here because you got to get him back in your memory and got to get him looking strong so he can be a viable threat to Wardlow. I'm very interested.
And that's why they feed him Serpentico.
Yeah, the Jade match. Because this is definitely her stiffest competition since she's had that title, and I'm curious.
With Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia, I think it's going to be a great match because it's two conflicting styles. Eddie Kingston is just kind of that roughneck that can go out and just beat you. And then Daniel Garcia, I think he's more of a technical type guy. But the match I was curious about is Adam Cole and Tomohiro Ishii. Now, this is a qualifier to get into the men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Because we know that on Wednesday night we had another member of the Bullet Club in the house, Jay White. I wonder if he's involved. Plus, we know that, other people could be around as well.
Yes, indeed. You never know who's going to show up.
Well, speaking of showing up, I think we have the date set. Matthew, Linda, and the man they call Meathead will show up to draft their 2022 regular season fantasy teams. Matthew, you've changed your team name twice. I think I'm sticking with mine. I think Linda's probably going to stick with her. She's team long time. I'm team they call them Meatheads, or the team they call Meatheads. Matthew, have you thought of a team name for your championship season celebration?
It's a game time decision.
Game time decision. Okay. So you're no longer having to honor the memory of Damian Nelson, but do you think you will?
Hey, Damian Nelson's alive and well.
Okay. Well, I mean, honoring the memory of the team name, because what was your team name last year?
It was Matt Damian.
Team Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, Matt Damian prior to that, and Nelson Mandela. Yeah.
Right.
It's I need to really sit down and think about it. It's a big decision.
It is a big decision, but we have decided that we will be going live. Subject to change, but we will be going live the morning of WrestleMania Backlash, which I believe is May 8th, Sunday, May 8th. We will be going live that day. Make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're subscribing and liking the video and sharing the video. We'll be available live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on, I don't know where else we're going to be live. We're going to be live that day. We're going to get to see our faces again. I mean, well, we get to see Linda, and then unfortunately you and I will be there as well.
Oh,
Matthew, we've got surprises set up. What are they? I have no idea, but you're going to have to tune in to find out. Live Sunday, May 8th, 2022, the 2022-2023 PWR Fantasy Draft will be happening. Are you excited?
Do you have that sound effect machine back?
Which one?
The one that the one that I really like.
I mean, the one that did all those sounds, like when we did April Fools last year.
April Fools. What was it? The Raw After Mania 2013 or something. Remember when there was all the crowd? The crowd tried to take over the show, and then you tried to take over the show with the sound effects.
Yeah, I think that was it. You know what we missed? We didn't do Buckle Banter this year.
I know.
The timing.
Oh my goodness, we had all the best intentions, and then we got to Dallas, and just stuff went crazy.
The timing didn't work out. You were in the Tina Turner Hotel. I was in the 1-star rated hotel, which, I mean, honestly, was like a crack shack. I mean, seriously, I couldn't tell what was there more, my clothes or the mold in the tub. Ugh. Have you taken that
parasite test yet?
No, but I mean, honestly, I'm too old to be taking those tests anymore. If I got it, I'm just going to have it.
So if you got parasites, you got parasites, man.
Parasites are parasites. I mean, it'll be fine. So, Matthew, that is the end of our week. This conversation took a really dark and moldy turn. For Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, and Matthew Thomas. Yeah, I switched it up there. We will talk to you again Monday morning. So long, everyone.